Well, good day, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk today about chaos and conflict and how that comes into our lives, how that manifests within our lives. So, again, I want to bring us back to our earthly journey versus our spirit. So, our spirit is pure, is whole, is part of the source, the energy. Our soul decides to come down into an earthly body to experience things and to learn and to grow. So our spirits, being pure, are non-judgmental. They do not judge anybody or anything for any reason. Our people, our earthly bodies, have a different level of consciousness in addition to our spirit. And that consciousness on this plane creates a lot of conflict and a lot of chaos because in the course of our learning, in the course of us proceeding along our spiritual path, we come across obstacles and we judge. It's very difficult. I struggle all the time. I've been working at this spiritual growth since I was 16 years old, and I still struggle. It is very, very difficult to look at something and let it be. Now, I'm not talking about turning a blind eye. I'm not talking about accepting the fact that there are human rights violations or that people are abused or treated poorly or that there's people with various addiction issues and things like that we shouldn't be turning our back on the struggles that people have. And you have to also understand that stating something about a circumstance or a situation or a person within a situation does not have to be the same as a judgment about that person. A judgment is more that you know better, or aren't they stupid, or how did they get into that circumstance. Stating a fact is more proactive. It's about observing, making a statement, and looking for solutions for those kinds of things. So what creates an unsettled human being? We've all been there. We've all judged. We've all had these feelings after we've been involved or after we've stated something that don't make us feel very good. We feel unsettled because maybe we said something that we regret, or we acted in a way that we really would have preferred not to. So let's look at the root of that. What happens is every single human being on this earth has had their own experiences. Even when people have been in a group, in a family, in a job, as business colleagues, a group of friends, anywhere where there's been a group, maybe everybody in that group has been exposed at exactly the same time to exactly the same circumstance. But each of us has had our own other experiences externally from that one particular circumstance, which makes us internalize it differently. We internalize it and we rationalize it and we mold it and we come to terms with it based on what our experiences have been and how we can compile that and then put it in the little file. So everybody's experiences are different. So where does the chaos and conflict come in between people? Well, it comes in because my experience being different from your experience makes me react to something differently than it makes you react to something differently. We may have some common ground, but ultimately how we internalize it is an individual experience. So where we get into problems with that, and when we experience conflict and chaos with others, is when we take our experiences, our internalization, how we would handle a circumstance, what we would do, and we project that onto what we believe that other person should do. Now, maybe there are some valid times that you can give some suggestions or some advice, or if I were in your circumstances, I would do X, as opposed to, well, you should just do Y. So what happens then is you're projecting how you would internalize onto somebody else, and that may not coexist with their reality. Then people end up getting defensive and you end up with chaos and conflict. So there are going to always be circumstances when people are going to come to you and ask for your advice. Don't get married to your advice. Keep in mind that they've asked for your advice, not for your direction on what they have to do. They're asking for various opinions so that they can internalize all that information and take what works for them. Now, I will admit that sometimes people become so internally focused that they become stagnant, and they ask for advice with the sole intent that they're not going to take anybody's advice anyway. They're going to do what they're going to do. And that keeps them stuck. They don't grow, they don't learn, they don't move forward. But that's their problem. That's not your problem. They've asked for your advice, you've given your advice. If they choose not to take it, they choose not to take it. You have a couple of options. If this same person comes back several times asking for advice and they never take it, then you have the option of saying, I value your friendship, or I love you, you're my son, daughter, mother, father, cousin, whatever. You're my business colleague, and I really respect you, but please don't ask for my advice anymore. I'm just not going to get involved. You'll have to ask somebody else. Your other option is continue to share, continue to give benefit of your experiences, to share with them, and maybe at some point something will resonate and it will help them. But if you expect that people are going to do what you expect them to do, or take your advice and just run with it all the time, you're going to get disappointed. And that can create chaos, that can create conflict, and that can create a lot of arguments. So again, the best that I can do is suggest that you allow everybody to be individual, understand and respect the fact that even if all of us were on a sinking ship, how we react to that is based on our internalization, based on our prior experiences. So we can't judge and we can't expect everybody to react the same way we do, to respond the same way we do. And some people are going to respond perhaps better than us, if I can say that, and some will react maybe more negatively. But again, that is about where we are on our spiritual path and where we are on our growth. So if you want to avoid chaos and conflict, just relax and just let people learn at their own pace. So I hope that has helped. Please, if you like this video, click on the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Thank you to all of those of you who have. If you're looking for a private reading, or if you want to engage with me on one-on-one or group mentoring, I am available for that as well. Please just click on the email link on our About page and send me an email, and I can give you more information. So thanks again for joining me today, and I look forward to sharing with you again in the next video. Have a great day. Bye now.